Poor financial decisions. We've all made them, right? I know you've made them. I for sure have made my fair share of poor financial decisions. And guys, people every day continue to make bad decisions financially, and they're not learning from their own mistakes. So, well, we got to break it down.
What has been your biggest financial mistake to date?
Getting a credit card and abusing it when I was like 20 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, I guess, shocked your credit score?
Yeah, to say the least.
Okay.
And like it takes so long to recover from that.
Yeah.
It came down to not being taught properly how to use it, honestly. Yeah.
And so how has that affected you like now?
I've applied for credit cards then over the last like 10 years, and it's been difficult. I've had difficulties with it.
Yeah, of course.
So
So what advice would you give to younger you?
search out financial advice, especially for credit cards, and don't use it as a bank card
Yeah,
at all.
definitely.
Yeah.
Pay it off as soon as you can. Yeah,
100%.
definitely. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your
Yeah, have a
time.
good one.
Thank you.
So yeah, that's pretty obvious. A lot of people in their early 20s fall into the trap of getting a credit card, which I don't think is a trap for everybody, but if you're bad with money, man, it's definitely a trap. So a lot of people get credit cards in their early 20s. They have no financial discipline. They rack up a lot of debt, and then they nuke their credit score. They have a lot of debt accruing 20, 30% interest that they simply can't pay back, right? Because a lot of people in their early 20s, they spend a lot of money, but on average, they don't make a lot of money, right, guys? So please avoid getting into crazy credit card debt. Don't make that mistake. It's tough to get out of, and man, you're just setting yourself back with getting into credit card debt. Don't do it.
What's the worst financial decision you ever made in your life?
The worst financial decision I made was I bought a real expensive car and I didn't even have a house. People, do not spend more than $80,000 on a car and you don't even have a house, because the car depreciates the moment you take it off the lot. Invest in stocks, invest in real estate, save your money. That's how you do it. That was my worst decision.
Okay, what car was this?
It was a Dodge something. I can't even remember what
Like
it
a
was.
Charger?
Yeah, it was like something like that. Yeah, real expensive car, wasn't worth it. Bad investment.
So wait a second. He doesn't even remember the car? What? So this guy bought an $80,000 car before buying a house, and he can't even remember what the car was? That's bad. That's really bad. So, I mean, yeah, if you don't even have a house, you don't have your money right, you're in other debts, man, don't buy an $80,000 car. Guys, please don't do that. Please don't do that. $80,000 could be spent a lot better in other places, especially when you're not in the best financial position, right? $80,000, don't blow that on a car, guys. Please, unless you can really, really afford it.
What's the biggest mistake financially?
People try to minimize their expenses and to save money, and what they don't know is they're just losing the opportunity to make more money. Every time I want to make more money, I just get a new car or something, and that for me, it pushed me up to make more money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really agree with that. I mean, that works maybe if you're an entrepreneur, maybe if you have your own business, you know, you can control your income like that. You know, you can scale up a business and your income, if you're successful in business, a lot faster than if you have a job, right? Not crapping on people with jobs, obviously, guys, but, you know, I don't know if that advice works. I mean, you know, go and buy a car just to push yourself to make more money. I mean, that sounds like a trap almost for people that don't have a business or they can't really control their own income like this guy here, I guess, can, right? I'm assuming he has a business, whatever it may be. But he said at the beginning, people try to minimize their expenses to save money, but they're losing the opportunity to make more money. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, people should try and minimize their expenses and watch what they're spending on. I mean, that is a principle of personal finance. So I don't really agree with that. But yeah, take it for what you will, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And by the way, make sure to subscribe here on YouTube, and let's continue.
What has been your biggest financial mistake?
My ex-girlfriend.
Oh, okay. In what way?
Vacations and, you know, just dinners. Just
Okay.
didn't work out.
And this is why she's your ex-girlfriend.
This is why.
Okay. And if you could go back, what would you change?
It was a good experience, so
Yeah.
lesson learned. I don't think I'd change much.
Lesson learned. So
Yeah.
now just pay for less vacations and dinners?
Yeah, stay single.
Stay single. Okay, that's the advice. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
So yeah, he was probably in a relationship where he's spending so much money on vacations, trips, traveling, dinner every day, this, that, the third, right? So that could be a big financial mistake for a lot of people, right? Unless you're rich. I mean, if you're rich, you're making millions, all right, whatever. Let's go to dinner every day, maybe trips every other month, whatever it may be. But where people get into trouble, guys, is they date people, whether you're a man dating a woman dating a man, whatever it may be, whatever. You get into a relationship where you're spending more money than you're used to, right? And the relationship costs so much money, you know, the expectations are super high. So when you're getting into a relationship, guys, I'm not an expert. I'm married. So, I mean, I guess I got something to say here, but I'm not a relationship expert, a dating expert, far from it. But man, if you're getting into a relationship, know beforehand what type of person this is. Do they have expensive taste, right? Because you might be getting yourself into some financial trouble, you know?
You should definitely avoid these 3 stupid financial mistakes if you ever want to become wealthy. I would know because I personally went through all 3 of them. After I graduated and got my first job, I was saving up a decent amount of money. My total expenses per month, including rent and food, was probably only around $800. And even though I was pretty young, I knew what I was supposed to do with my money. Invest in the S&P 500, but that was too slow for young Frank. As many traders thought, well, I'm better than everyone else. Surely I can make a ton of money trading. After just watching Wolf of Wall Street, I thought, how hard could this be? It turns out pretty hard. I had some initial success. I doubled $2,000 to $4,000 within a couple weeks. But then I promptly lost all of my gains and more within several days. The thing about penny stocks is that it's like a roller coaster, except you never know when it's about to drop. I lost so much money day trading penny stocks that I only had enough money left to fly to my new job and pay the first month's rent. Of course, I did not learn my lesson, and I would also start to day trade options. Again, I had some initial success, and one day I made over $50,000. But you can probably imagine how this turned out. I ended up losing all of my money again. This time stung a bit more because I found more success, and I also had much more money to lose. Losing all of my money twice wasn't enough for young Frank though. Of course, I had to go for the three-peat. The next time I lost all of my money was through a cryptocurrency scam. The only lesson learned there was a very common one. If it's too good to be true, it most likely is. Luckily for me, even though I lost all of my money 3 times in my life, they were all relatively early in my career, so I made way more money later. And while it most definitely sucked a lot during the time, it could have been a lot worse if I went through these phases later in life. Most people will go through a lot of the same pains that I went through, usually personally, because most young people, like myself, are too stubborn to really listen to the advice of other people. You always think that you're better than everyone else until you're not, and you lose all your money. Everyone wants to make a quick buck. Everyone wants to get rich quick. I'm just here to let you know that that's usually the quickest path to become poor. But yeah, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go through all the pain yourself and then have a cool story to tell other people on the internet.
I love that. I mean, I can totally relate to that as well because I'm a trader myself in the stock market. That's part of my income. You guys might know I have a main channel called Stas Talks Stocks where we actually break down stocks, all of that good stuff every day pretty much, right? So I'm very well-versed with the stock market, trading, all of that stuff. And let me tell you, man, when I first started trading, what I was doing back then, all that risky crap, man, I lost some money, I made some money, but I learned that financial mistake as well, messing with penny stocks, doing crazy option strategies. I mean, guys, if you're trying to get rich quick, it's not going to happen, most likely, unless you get really lucky, unless a miracle occurs. I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, he's right. If you're messing around with all these different strategies, you know, you don't really know what you're doing, you're naive, and you think, oh, you're better than everybody, you're smarter than everybody, you're going to learn a hard financial lesson. And me personally, guys, trust me, I have lost, like that guy just said, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars in the stock market. I've made more than that. Don't get it twisted. I've made more than that, but it's pretty clear I've learned my financial lesson, and I'm trying to get it across to you.
So what's the dumbest financial decision that you've ever made?
Probably becoming a Mary Kay consultant
Okay.
back in the day.
How much did that cost you to become a consultant?
By the time, because I kept buying the product, probably about 10 grand.
Okay.
And then I couldn't sell it because I wasn't a salesperson.
I remember like that was
I'm
a big thing back
finance
then.
person. I'm not a seller.
Okay, would you consider yourself upper, middle, or lower class?
Upper middle,
Okay. How much is in your bank account?
20 grand.
If you're in a relationship with a man, what do you think he should pay for?
He should pay when he takes you out. And 50-50.
So yeah, the end is kind of irrelevant to this video, but I think Mary Kay, isn't that an MLM or something? It's kind of like Herbalife. I mean, not the same, but you guys know what I mean. All these other MLMs. So yeah, MLMs. Do not get into those, guys. Do not get into these pyramid schemes where you gotta, you know, get these products and then sell more to other people. And, you know, do the whole like affiliate strat. I don't even know fully how an MLM works. I've never been in one, guys, newsflash. But if you're not a seller, if you don't know what you're doing, if you suck at, you know, sales in general, don't do this. You know, what the heck are you doing, right, guys? So the reality of this video, the whole point here is people are filled with bad financial decisions, mistakes, and they make them over and over again. It's hard to make a mistake once, learn from it, and never make it again for some reason, with money especially. I don't get it, you know? But that's pretty much it. What do you guys think? Stop making financial mistakes, stupid decisions. Think twice. Matter of fact, think 3 to 4 to 5 times before you buy something these days, guys, with all the inflation, with all the craziness going on. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Make sure to subscribe for the next one. Hit that like button on this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.